You all, this is my third time trying to record this. Third time. I'm trying not to scream, so I'm not. Welcome back to my channel, Jaleesa, Reading Beyond the Book Cover, where we stay reading beyond the book's cover. My name is Jaleesa. Welcome if it's your first time, and welcome back if you are returning. Usually I come up here all bubbly and saying, hey, hello, but I done said that too many times, so I'm gonna tell you welcome, because I really am appreciative for you being here. If I look to the side, it's because I am looking at my Goodreads. I've already talked about these books, and I'm tired of talking. I'm having one of those moments where I feel a little bit out of it, but it's fine. So we're gonna pretend like the other two times I tried to record this, that it didn't just disappear out of thin air. If you want details, I'll put a comment and pin it down below to let you all know what happened, because I feel foolish even trying it the second time. So this time I know for sure it's gonna work out, because I can see the time is moving, and I'm actually using my camera instead of TikTok. So if you catch me, you catch me. So as you can see, this is a reading wrap up. I usually don't do them this early, so hopefully I can make this a habit. I'm bad about it. It's like the last thing on my mind, because I assume that most of the people that are following me here are also following me on Goodreads, as well as the Storygraph or library thing. And I shouldn't assume that, because not everybody has those accounts. So if you are interested in following me, I will make sure I leave it all down below. In addition to that, I will make sure that any of the reviews that I have a dedicated review for are linked either in the cards above, here or here, and then also in the description bar below. So all the links will be down there. Take some time to read it. That is what it's there for, right? So I have 6 books that I'm going to go through real quick. Like I said before, the ones I have a dedicated review for, I am going to link them down below. I'm not going to talk about them too long, because I've already talked about them in excess or enough elsewhere. So first book, I'm going in order of how I read them, or the dates that I read them. So my first book that I read in September is Our Love Will Devour Us by Meza. I gave that book a 3.5 stars. I have a dedicated review for that. Please go up here, check it out, or go down below to the link down below. It's a horror novel. It's slow, it's quiet, but I felt like it was really worth my time. I do suggest that you try it out. It's very rare that I rate a book less than 5 stars, but I'm still like pushing it for people to read, because I really did enjoy my time. So yeah, go ahead, check out my review, and then see if you want to, check it out and read the book. So the next one that I read was Heartstoppers by Oseman. So this is number 4. This is the next to last book in this series. There's supposed to be 5 books total. I'm gonna read the rest of it on Webtoon, and it's for free, so I can prepare for it. Maybe they're gonna have another season of Heartstoppers. I'm not sure. I've already watched season 1 and season 2 of Heartstoppers on Netflix, but I want to make sure that I'm with the cool people. And so I'm going to make sure I read volume 5 before the show comes out, because I have this habit of like waiting until I watch the show before I actually read it. Or read it, and that's when it'll happen here. So I'm trying to be ahead or with the curve this time. And this book, at first I was going to rate it 3 stars, because it dampened my mood. It wasn't as like joyful as the other books were, but I had to realize that when you're young like that, I didn't experience that, but I can vicariously live through someone else, and I can only imagine like what it feels like to be young, in love, and then not being able to really understand what your partner is going through. And you go through that now, yes, as adults, but you've gone through some things, and you are able to process that better as an adult. Well, most of us, not all of us, are able to process that better as an adult than we were as children. So seeing how everything happened in the book, was just really, for me, it was sad. And then me feeling like I'm Nick and not being able to help somebody, because you would think that in this world with all these resources and stuff, you should be able to find help for whoever it is that needs help with any kind of mental health issues. And yes, you can get them help, but they have to also want to get help themselves. You can't force people to do things they don't want to do. So, you know, that kind of hurt my heart, hurt my feelings a little bit, and it made it where I was going to rate the books lower than the other ones. And you haven't realized, most of the time my ratings are based on feelings more so than the writing style. So I hope you understand what I mean. But it changed once I got towards the end of the book, because the author had put a song on, I think, like an MP3 player, and I played that song while I read the last couple of pages of the book, and it changed my entire mind about it. So I gave it 5 stars. I know, it's like, how you go from 3 to 5? Mind your business, okay? Play the song. That's what I suggest you do. Play the song while you read the rest of the book, and thank me later, right? Next, I read another graphic novel, and that's Harrow County #3, Snake Doctors. So that's the 3rd book in the Harrow County series. And I think this is my lowest rated one in the 3 that I've read so far. I gave it 3.25 stars. I liked it, but I didn't like it. So the first part of the book, I don't really remember that much. I didn't feel compelled to pick up the book as much as I did the other 2, the previous 2. And then on top of that, the second half of the book was more interesting than the first half. So it kind of felt a little bit disjointed, as if like they were trying to tell 2 stories in the same book. So it kind of came off as like a short story collection instead of very short story, as in like 2 stories. 2 separate stories, but put into one book. So I don't know if it was supposed to be like that, or it was done like that, like after they had written both of these separately, but I didn't like it. It made the book feel funny. And it's not gonna stop me. I'm most likely gonna read the next one this month, #4. I don't know, because my list is kind of big. My TBR, if you've seen the video for that as well, my TBR for October is out of this world. Well, I have 3 videos showing my October TBR for some readathons, and I don't know if I'll be able to fit it in this month. If I don't, then I most likely will read it in November, the 4th one, to see if maybe that the stories, they will converge and then make sense in the 4th one and beyond. Because this 3rd one, I was like, why are we talking about this? How do we get here? And how do they connect? If you read it, let me know. Maybe I'm being slow. How is it that the witch is related to the person who collects snakes? How? Help me. I think I'm maybe getting a little bit lost, because it seems like the witch is a reincarnation of the original witch, and that's what throws me off. So yeah, there's that. After that, I read It's Not All Downhill From Here by Terry McMillan. I gave that 3 stars, and this book made me, I don't want to say made me itch, because sometimes, you know, books do make you itch a little bit, but it irked my nerves, because last month, if you remember, September, I read I Almost Forgot About You by Terry McMillan. That book, because I read it last month, and then I read this book here, It's Not All Downhill From Here, on the heels of that book, so consecutively, they both seem like the same book. So I feel like I was in I feel like I just moved from one place to another, but I was around different characters with the same personality. Why not do something different? Why do you have to, I don't know, it felt kind of formulaic. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, the writing style is seeming a little bit formulaic, and I'm a little bit disappointed, because my first book by Terry McMillan was Disappearing Acts. I love that book. It was the last year or the year before that I read it. I gave it 5 stars. I'm sorry, I'm getting sleepy or tired. That's why I'm rubbing my eyes. I read Disappearing Acts, thoroughly enjoyed it. Liked the messy characters. Was it politically correct? No, it wasn't. Did it bother me? Sometimes. But the character development is what I was there for. I like messy characters. I like complicated characters. I like complicated relationships. This book and the last book that she wrote that I read, they both had complicated characters, but the characters were so much alike. It was like a mirror. Just somehow the person in front has just different clothes on. You know, it was really strange. reading this book, and then I Almost Forgot About You consecutively, and it makes it where I don't want to pick up any books that she's written after a certain time period, because I feel like her better books are prior to the 2000s possibly, because I ain't never heard or seen anything else that's been inspired by her books as far as like, you know, TV and film adaptations. So I don't know, like, Terry, what's going on? Are you like, what is happening? Questions that need answers, right? Because I'm gonna take a break from Terry for a while, and if I do go back to her, it's not gonna be a book from 2000s on. It's gonna be 2000s back. So I'm gonna do the back list. Next, I listened to the audiobook of Nana by Brandon Massey, and it was a wild ride. It's almost like a story that takes on a new, not even a new, because I don't think it's new, but it's like almost a version of a succubus story. It's really interesting how he wrote the book. I feel like the characters, one in particular, we could have seen them more, but I know why we didn't see them. But I don't really have too many complaints about it. I gave it a 3.75 stars because I did enjoy it. I tried to live tweet it the best that I could, but I didn't want to come off as spammy, so I stopped doing the live tweets. But what I will do is that at the end of the live tweet that I did do, like, so the last tweet or thread that I did, I will add my book review, if I do one, I most likely will, for Nana. It's going to be short and sweet, straight to the point. It's not going to be long like some of the ones that I have done in the past. So we'll see. But Nana, try it out. Your mouth is going to be agape most of the book. It's just something different. I like it. I'll be reading some more from Brandon Massey. But long story short, it involves a woman who just buried her grandmother or grandmother figure, and then her biological mother shows up at the funeral, and she's like, hey, so I'm your mama. I think, we need to get to know each other. And she's like, oh, okay. But instead of her being like, okay, we can get to know each other over time, I guess she's longing for this mother figure, especially because she just buried the one that she knew as her grandmother or mother figure. She's overzealous about allowing this lady in her life. A lot of the decisions that one of the main characters was making, I would never, okay? I don't care if you told me that you're my biological mother. You're not staying in my home. I don't trust people. So all I'm gonna say is that characters in this book are very trustworthy. Well, most of them are very trustworthy, and that's where I was like, who are these people based on? Read it. It was a fun time. And it's not that long. I think it's a novella. If it's not a novella, it's just a short book. I wish it had, it doesn't have the page count on here. It didn't take that long to read. I forgot how long the audiobook is, but you can get through it in a day. And then the last book that I read was a poetry collection by Javier Sarmiento Jr., and it's called Stories of a Harlem Resident. I have a dedicated review of it up here in the cards as well as in the description bar below. Go ahead and check it out on my blog, readingbeyondthebookcover.com. And all I can say about that one, because the review is already short, is that you can tell after reading the poem several times, I got the gist of it, that this is a person that's very passionate about social change, especially in their community, and they are very goal-oriented, and they're looking onward and upward, okay? You can tell that Javier has a lot of dreams. He's established some of them, or he has accomplished some of them already. If you go and check out the review, I don't know if I did. I don't think I did. But if you do check out like the book and you look online or you look for his name, you'll see his biography, and you'll see that he has accomplished a couple of things that he already has on his list of things to do. So I really enjoyed getting to know this person through their poetry. That's what was most important to me. And shout out to Olivia Savannah from Olivia's Catastrophe. She put it the best way that I could not in words, because I'm not good with words, but she did, say that, poetry is a personal thing. And I never thought about it like that, because I always think that I'm supposed to like get it as soon as I'm reading it, but she's totally right. Poetry, just like any other book though, but poetry is a little bit different. Like, you really do have to be in your own element, and then it's open to your interpretation. So yeah, I had a good time reading outside of my comfort zone, especially with that one. If you have any suggestions, let me know when it comes to poetry, because I don't know. I'm like a fish out of water when it comes to poetry. I'll be reading the words and don't know what you're talking about. And not afraid to tell you, like, what does that mean? So if you can steer me in the way of like beginner poetry, not the cat in the hat rhyming stuff. I don't want that. I want something that has a little bit more of like, I need to read between the lines and dissect it a different kind of way, but I can still kind of get it. You know what I mean? So leave me some recommendations down below if you are into poetry, because I would like to read more of that along with some other genres, which I most likely I may do a blog post about that, because I need to. If there's one thing I've learned from doing these readathons, after this I'm gonna leave. One thing I've learned so far in the first 5 days of participating in these readathons is that I don't read as diversely as I thought I did, y'all. Like, I read diversely, but like not diversely in these categories, which is like, dark academia, crime fiction, mystery, suspense, thriller. I don't read diversely enough in those areas, so I need to do better. I'm doing a blog post on that, so look out for that, and maybe even do a discussion video about it, like how do you all assess whether or not you are, reading diversely or doing your part in making sure your reading in certain genres isn't just one note. You want it to be a mosaic, okay? So yeah, we're gonna put a pin in that, because this was supposed to be about reading wrap up. It's 16 minutes. I've been talking too long, so I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna let you all go. Thank you for sticking with me. If you made it this far, I want you to leave me a witch down below, okay? I'm gonna do that thing like people do. I want you to like, comment, subscribe, share as well. My numbers are going up a little bit. Usually I don't pay attention to that kind of stuff, but how can I not pay attention when a 3 is turned into a 4? So I'm gonna say hallelujah, amen, thank you, Jesus. I'm gonna stop being goofy. I'm gonna let you all go. It's getting late. My voice is going out. I need to get some water. Speaking of water, remember to drink your water, because you gotta stay hydrated. Mind the business is yours, because it's the least that you can do. And continue reading me on the book's cover. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for being over here. And until next time, toodaloo. Bye.